The rescuer is defined by their deep-seated desire to nurture, support, and save those who seem to be struggling or in need of guidance. Often, the rescuer is someone who feels most valued when they are helping others, drawn to relationships where they can play the role of caretaker, protector, or healer. This type may be emotionally generous, self-sacrificing, and perceptive, deriving a sense of purpose and fulfillment from the act of giving. For the rescuer, the allure of seduction is tied to feeling needed, appreciated, and connected on a deeper level. To seduce the rescuer, one must tap into their instinct to help and protect by showing vulnerability or sharing personal struggles. This doesn't mean inventing hardships, but rather allowing the rescuer to see that there is a role for them to play in the seducer's life. Whether through sharing fears, admitting flaws, or seeking advice, the seducer provides the rescuer with an opening to offer their support. This gives the rescuer a sense of purpose and significance, creating a bond that fulfills their need to feel useful and valued. The rescuer is often attuned to emotional nuances and responds well to sincerity. They have a tendency to shy away from situations where they feel manipulated or where someone's vulnerability feels contrived, so authenticity is essential. The seducer should show genuine appreciation for the rescuer's help, acknowledging their empathy and kindness openly. By reinforcing the rescuer's value, the seducer deepens the rescuer's sense of purpose within the relationship, ensuring that they feel respected and appreciated for their unique qualities. While rescuers are naturally generous with their time and energy, they can sometimes overextend themselves in their pursuit of helping others. A skilled seducer will recognize this tendency and find ways to care for the rescuer in return, offering them moments of rest or emotional replenishment. This reciprocal dynamic allows the rescuer to feel nurtured themselves, which can be a rare and refreshing experience for them. By acknowledging and validating the rescuer's own needs, the seducer creates a balanced connection that encourages the rescuer to let down their own guard and experience vulnerability. The rescuer's sense of fulfillment often hinges on their ability to guide or uplift, so the seducer can deepen their connection by showing growth or progress as a result of the rescuer's influence. This might mean taking the rescuer's advice to heart, or sharing personal stories of how they have changed or healed through the rescuer's support. By doing so, the seducer offers the rescuer the gratification of knowing that their efforts have truly made a difference, reinforcing the rescuer's importance in the relationship and creating a loop of gratitude and appreciation. At the same time, the seducer must be careful not to rely too heavily on the rescuer's care or demand constant support. The rescuer finds value in helping others, but they also desire a partner who can be strong, independent, and appreciative. Demonstrating resilience and growth helps maintain a healthy balance, allowing the rescuer to feel valued without feeling drained. By allowing moments of personal strength and independence to shine through, the seducer reassures the rescuer that they are not simply a source of support, but a respected partner in a mutually rewarding connection. Ultimately, the rescuer desires a partner who recognizes and values their caring nature, providing them with a sense of purpose and emotional fulfillment. The seducer who approaches them with authenticity, openness, and gratitude taps into this need, creating a connection that feels both supportive and uplifting. For the rescuer, seduction is less about physical attraction or thrill and more about the opportunity to make a genuine impact, to feel needed, and to find validation through the act of giving. The seducer who can honor this will find themselves cherished by the rescuer, not just for who they are, but for the purpose they fulfill within the rescuer's life. The roue is a type often defined by a history of indulgence and decadence, someone who has experienced the thrills and excesses of life and now feels the fatigue that often follows. Once deeply passionate and adventurous, the roue now craves the stimulation of novelty, looking for ways to escape the dullness that has set in over time. This type is not easily impressed, but they long for a seduction that can reignite their sense of vitality, indulging their need for something fresh, tantalizing, and even a bit dangerous. For the roue, the allure of seduction is bound to experiences that feel new and revitalizing, giving them a way to taste excitement they once reveled in but may feel is slipping away. To captivate the roue, one must embrace a sense of mystery and provide glimpses of forbidden or exotic pleasures. This doesn't require exaggeration, but rather creating a sense of intrigue, hinting at experiences that are beyond the roue's usual reach or imagination. By presenting oneself as slightly unconventional, a seducer can appear fresh and alluring to the roue, capturing their attention in a way that is not easy to dismiss. The seducer should play with subtle suggestions of adventure or decadence, hinting at possibilities that are novel and enticing, creating a feeling of intrigue that the roue finds irresistible. The roue is often cynical or jaded from past experiences, so they are unlikely to be drawn in by sentimental flattery or romantic ideals. They respond best to an approach that is playful and slightly aloof, treating seduction as a game rather than a serious endeavor. This type of seducer understands that the roue is seeking stimulation without strings attached and tailors the interaction accordingly. Keeping things light and letting the seduction build gradually is key, as the roue is naturally wary of emotional intensity. Instead, they are drawn to the promise of fleeting joy and sensuous pleasure without the weight of emotional entanglements. For the roue, aesthetic appeal and refined tastes are deeply seductive, as they are often connoisseurs of life's finer pleasures. To further attract this type, the seducer should cultivate an aura of sophistication or elegance, whether through style, conversation, or choice of experiences. The roue craves stimulation that is both sensual and sophisticated, preferring partners who understand and appreciate luxury, beauty, and the thrill of indulgence. By creating encounters that feel refined and exclusive, the seducer plays into the roue's desire for unique experiences that go beyond the ordinary and into the realm of the exceptional. At the same time, the seducer should avoid pressuring the roue for commitment or intense emotional displays. The roue is drawn to freedom and dislikes anything that feels confining or possessive. They are most attracted to those who can offer them a sense of adventure without the obligations of deeper emotional entanglements. The ideal seducer respects their independence and is willing to let the connection remain light and unbound, reinforcing the roue's preference for relationships that feel liberating rather than restrictive. By maintaining a sense of distance and allowing the roue to set the pace, the seducer becomes even more alluring, giving the roue exactly what they crave: intense, uninhibited experiences without commitment. The roue, more than anything, seeks a return to the thrill of indulgence and sensuality that once brought them excitement. They crave the opportunity to explore and revel in pleasure without the shadow of boredom or restraint. The seducer who can balance sophistication with freedom, offering a taste of indulgence without strings attached, fulfills the roue's deepest desire for novelty and escapism. For the roue, seduction is about reawakening their senses, letting them feel alive, and reminding them of the passions that still linger within, waiting to be reignited. The seducer who can deliver this experience offers them a chance to relive the excitement of their past passions, even if only for a fleeting moment, satisfying their hunger for the unique and the unforgettable. The idol worshiper is a type marked by a yearning for something beyond the ordinary, a figure, presence, or personality that represents an ideal. They are drawn to those who seem extraordinary or almost otherworldly, individuals who embody qualities they admire and aspire to. The idol worshiper lives in awe, constantly seeking an object of admiration to fill an inner sense of emptiness or to offer them a vision of perfection they can't achieve on their own. For them, seduction is about connecting to someone they can put on a pedestal, someone who helps them escape the mundane by offering a glimpse of beauty, strength, or wisdom beyond their reach. To seduce the idol worshiper, a person must cultivate an aura of mystery, allure, or excellence. This does not require actual perfection, but rather the suggestion of something extraordinary through style, intelligence, talent, or charisma. The seducer presents themselves as an ideal, not by claiming it, but by hinting at depths that the idol worshiper yearns to explore. The seducer might dress with intentionality, carry themselves with quiet confidence, or speak with a poetic or intellectual flair that elevates their presence. The idol worshiper's attraction will grow with each subtle revelation, as they feel they are gradually uncovering an exceptional character worthy of admiration. The idol worshiper is often idealistic and will be attracted to those who seem to carry qualities they aspire to have. A seducer can amplify this attraction by embodying attributes the idol worshiper desires, such as grace, resilience, or intellect, in a way that feels genuine yet slightly unattainable. The seducer should carefully reveal these qualities in doses, never giving the idol worshiper a complete picture, but allowing them to project their idealized vision onto the seducer. In this way, the idol worshiper fills in the blanks with their imagination, often viewing the seducer as larger than life and more remarkable than they may truly be. This plays into the idol worshiper's natural tendency to see what they wish to see, intensifying their attraction. At the heart of the idol worshiper's desires is a sense of longing for connection with something higher or more meaningful. They are not easily captivated by common charms. They look for partners who bring a sense of depth and purpose to their lives. A skilled seducer can fulfill this need by inviting the idol worshiper into conversations that touch on abstract, philosophical, or spiritual topics. Discussing personal dreams, creative pursuits, or ambitious goals gives the idol worshiper a sense that the seducer's life is filled with purpose and meaning, adding to the allure. This fulfills their craving for inspiration, giving them someone to look up to and aspire toward, as well as a connection that feels profound. The idol worshiper is highly sensitive to behavior that might break the illusion. They may be easily disappointed if they see the seducer engage in anything that feels mundane or contradictory to their idealized image. To keep the idol worshiper entranced, the seducer must avoid actions or statements that could bring them back down to the ordinary. The seducer should remain somewhat reserved and detached, giving only enough to sustain the idol worshiper's fascination while maintaining an air of mystery and exceptionality. The balance lies in being just elusive enough that the idol worshiper feels privileged to witness the special qualities in their partner. Above all, the idol worshiper craves affirmation that their chosen idol is worthy of admiration. The seducer should subtly reinforce this by accepting their admiration without overt humility or downplaying. The idol worshiper doesn't want someone overly modest or dismissive of praise. They want a figure who seems to fit the pedestal they've created. By accepting their admiration gracefully and displaying gratitude rather than rejection, the seducer gives the idol worshiper permission to indulge their admiration, deepening the bond. Ultimately, the idol worshiper seeks a partner who embodies qualities they aspire to possess, someone who can act as a mirror for their ideals and provide a sense of purpose and direction. The seducer who can become an object of admiration fulfills this role perfectly, offering the idol worshiper a feeling of connection to something grander and more significant. For the idol worshiper, seduction is not merely attraction. It is the fulfillment of a personal quest to find a guiding star, a person whose light elevates and inspires them, creating an experience that feels both transcendent and deeply intimate. The sensualist is someone profoundly attuned to the pleasures of the physical world, craving experiences that appeal to their senses and indulge their love for beauty, texture, taste, and touch. They derive joy from immersing themselves fully in the moment, seeking partners who can deepen their appreciation of life's tangible delights. The sensualist doesn't just want an intellectual connection. They yearn for a relationship that feels vibrant and emotionally textured. For the sensualist, seduction is about experiencing the world more intensely, finding someone who can guide them into richer realms of sensation and emotion. To seduce the sensualist, a person must embody and exude a sensual awareness. This begins with attending to personal presentation, taking care with elements like scent, style, and tone of voice. Subtle details, like the fabric of clothing, the warmth of a smile, or a soft yet firm handshake, can have a strong impact. The sensualist is often highly observant, noticing and savoring these details. They respond well to a partner who shows appreciation for the aesthetic, the natural, and the refined, seeing in them a fellow lover of the sensory experiences that make life vivid and memorable. A skilled seducer can draw the sensualist in by creating an environment where they feel free to indulge in pleasure without restraint. This could mean introducing them to new flavors, textures, or sensations that heighten their awareness of the moment. Inviting the sensualist to a beautifully designed restaurant, taking them for a walk in a picturesque setting, or engaging in a sensory activity like wine tasting or art viewing all feed into their craving for immersion and experiences. With the sensualist, it's essential to create encounters that feel enveloping and captivating, as they respond most to relationships that provide an emotional and sensory escape from the ordinary. The sensualist is also attuned to the emotional layers of an interaction, craving moments that feel genuine and deeply felt. Superficiality can be a turn-off, as the sensualist looks for authenticity and experiences that resonate emotionally. The seducer can connect on this level by showing vulnerability and expressing emotions openly, allowing the sensualist to feel that they're engaging with someone who is fully present and emotionally available. By openly sharing personal stories, passions, or feelings, the seducer enhances the emotional intimacy of the interaction, creating a space where the sensualist feels understood and seen. In conversation, the seducer should focus on topics that evoke imagery, sensation, or emotion, avoiding overly intellectual discussions that might feel dry to the sensualist. Describing a scene vividly, sharing sensory memories, or talking about tastes, smells, and sounds creates a bridge into the sensualist's world, stimulating their imagination and deepening the connection. For the sensualist, words that evoke sensory images are highly alluring, as they invite them to visualize and feel through language, intensifying their engagement and building anticipation. The sensualist values warmth and attentiveness, so the seducer should be mindful of physical cues, maintaining eye contact, offering genuine smiles, and using touch thoughtfully when appropriate. Physical closeness and gestures that feel caring and attentive create a sense of connection that satisfies the sensualist's craving for intimate presence. They want to feel like their partner is attuned to them, responding to their needs and desires without being asked. This creates a bond that feels nurturing and fulfilling, making the sensualist feel safe and deeply connected. Ultimately, the sensualist is searching for a partner who can bring vibrancy to their life, enriching their experience of the world through physical and emotional closeness. The seducer who offers them moments of beauty, pleasure, and depth fulfills this need, providing the sensualist with a connection that feels alive and resonant. For the sensualist, seduction is a journey into heightened awareness, a chance to savor the world's pleasures more fully, with someone who understands their hunger for depth and experience. The seducer who can provide this sense of intimacy and sensory richness becomes, for the sensualist, an irreplaceable part of life's pleasures. The lonely leader is a type defined by their power, responsibility, and often a sense of detachment that comes from their position. Accustomed to making decisions, guiding others, and projecting strength, they are paradoxically isolated, yearning for a connection where they can feel seen not for their status but for their true self. This type is marked by a sense of loneliness beneath their confidence, craving someone who can see through their authority and offer understanding and empathy. For the lonely leader, seduction is about finding a safe space to lower their guard, a relationship where they can finally be vulnerable and accepted without needing to uphold their usual facade. To appeal to the lonely leader, a seducer must approach them with a sense of genuine respect and a desire to understand their inner world. This type of seducer avoids the obvious tactics of flattery or catering to the leader's power. Instead, they focus on creating an authentic connection, one where the lonely leader can feel that they are valued for their true qualities, beyond their title or accomplishments. The seducer should show curiosity about the person behind the role, inviting the lonely leader to share their thoughts, passions, and even their doubts. By doing so, they help the leader feel that they're connecting with someone who truly values them for who they are. The lonely leader is often in positions where others rely on them for guidance or support, and they rarely have someone who reciprocates this care. To seduce the lonely leader, a person must bring an empathetic and supportive energy, offering them the chance to relax and let down their guard. Through active listening and showing empathy, the seducer creates a dynamic that feels different from the leader's everyday interactions, giving them a reprieve from always needing to be on. The seducer should create an environment where the leader can feel at ease, free from the demands and pressures of their position, and feel that they are interacting with someone who sees their humanity. The seducer must also remain patient, as lonely leaders often need time to build trust. Accustomed to carrying the weight of their responsibilities alone, they may initially resist vulnerability, fearing it might undermine the image they have carefully crafted. A seducer who can demonstrate consistency and emotional stability, allowing the lonely leader to open up at their own pace, will gain their trust. The seducer should avoid pushing too quickly for closeness, respecting the leader's boundaries, and allowing the connection to deepen naturally. This sense of patience and calm will be both reassuring and alluring, encouraging the leader to relax in the seducer's presence. The lonely leader is likely drawn to partners who exhibit independence, confidence, and insight, qualities they can admire without feeling as though they must always take the lead. The seducer should demonstrate these traits, offering stimulating conversation and showcasing a life that is full and interesting on its own. By presenting themselves as a person of depth, the seducer can engage the lonely leader on an intellectual and emotional level, providing an interaction that feels refreshingly reciprocal. This creates a sense of equality, allowing the leader to step back and enjoy an exchange where they don't have to be in charge. Finally, the lonely leader longs for intimacy that is free from judgment. To truly win their heart, a seducer must make them feel that they can share their fears, insecurities, and dreams without fear of reproach. The seducer should create a space where the leader can express themselves openly, whether sharing private thoughts or simply relaxing without the need for formality. By being compassionate and non-judgmental, the seducer allows the lonely leader to feel safe and understood, fulfilling a deep need for connection that their position in life often prevents. The lonely leader, at their core, seeks a person who can offer them acceptance, companionship, and a reminder that they are more than their responsibilities. The seducer who can balance empathy, independence, and understanding becomes a powerful, steady force in the leader's life. For the lonely leader, seduction is a chance to experience the rare freedom of letting someone in, a space to embrace the parts of themselves they often have to keep hidden, a reminder of the joys of connection beyond the weight of duty. The floating gender is a type marked by an unbounded approach to identity, one that moves between traditional gender roles, or even transcends them. They are often characterized by a fluidity in how they express themselves, both physically and emotionally, resisting rigid definitions. This person is drawn to experiences and people that allow them to explore, express, and embrace all aspects of their personality. For the floating gender, seduction is about finding someone who not only accepts but celebrates this fluid nature, a partner who can offer a safe space for exploration and who is unfazed by ambiguity. To connect with the floating gender, a seducer must first be open-minded and receptive to unconventional expressions of identity. The floating gender gravitates toward individuals who value personal freedom and do not attempt to categorize or define them. The seducer should be comfortable with their fluidity, showing curiosity and genuine interest rather than surprise or judgment. By focusing on shared experiences and emotional connection rather than superficial labels, the seducer sets the tone for a relationship that respects and values the floating gender's unique approach to life. The floating gender often seeks someone who can inspire them, while also offering a sense of stability. While they may enjoy exploring various sides of themselves, they also long for a partner who can ground them, providing reassurance and acceptance as they journey through different identities. A skilled seducer can meet this need by creating an environment where the floating gender feels free to express different facets of themselves. This might include indulging in a shared love of aesthetics, supporting their creative expression, or simply enjoying a relationship that feels fluid and flexible. For the floating gender, the ideal partner is one who can adapt and appreciate them in all their forms, mirroring their adaptability and providing an anchor of acceptance. To further engage the floating gender, the seducer can explore the dynamic interplay of masculine and feminine energies within themselves. They should not shy away from showing sensitivity, vulnerability, or strength, allowing the floating gender to witness a balanced approach to self-expression. This creates a connection that is not confined by traditional roles and allows both partners to interact on a deeper, more intuitive level. By breaking free of rigid norms, the seducer reinforces the floating gender's need for a relationship that celebrates individuality and fluidity, rather than restricting it. Emotionally, the floating gender seeks someone who can keep up with their changeable nature and adapt as they do. They crave a partner who is responsive to their moods and desires, understanding that their sense of self might shift from day to day. A successful seducer will demonstrate empathy and flexibility, allowing the floating gender to explore different aspects of their personality without fear of criticism. This adaptability builds trust, encouraging the floating gender to open up and share more, deepening the connection and fostering a bond that feels both secure and liberating. The floating gender may also have a playful and adventurous side, drawn to relationships that feel dynamic and allow for exploration of unconventional experiences. A seducer can tap into this by creating shared adventures that defy expectations, allowing the floating gender to feel that they are in a relationship where anything is possible. This could involve activities that engage the senses, conversations that delve into abstract or philosophical ideas, or moments of spontaneity that keep the relationship feeling fresh and alive. The floating gender values a partner who can keep things intriguing, offering excitement without demanding consistency. Above all, the floating gender is looking for a partner who doesn't see them as a puzzle to solve, but as a person to appreciate in all their complexity. They value a seducer who can offer affirmation, encouragement, and the freedom to change, evolve, and explore. The seducer who can approach them without expectation or rigidity becomes, for the floating gender, a partner who supports their self-discovery and self-expression, satisfying their craving for acceptance and fluid connection. Ultimately, the floating gender's ideal partner is someone who embraces the beauty of ambiguity, enjoying the nuances of identity rather than trying to confine it. The seducer who can meet them with open arms and an open mind fulfills their longing for a connection that feels accepting, expansive, and unrestricted. A connection that is both grounding and freeing, giving them the space to express their true self without fear of judgment.